So the command pattern. In the previous screencast, we saw that the command pattern starts with an invoker, like a button, which is associated with a command like move forward. A very basic command sends an action to some other object, which is called the receiver. A command could be a function like move forward, which tells a robot to move north. This is so simple that most programmers do it without thinking, which is partly the point of patterns, to identify a common practice. Naming a pattern also gives us the chance to use the pattern as a building block for more powerful solutions. With the command pattern, more power often comes in the form of being able to undo a command. That is, after pressing the up button, we ought to be able to hit the undo button to return to the previous state. To accomplish that, we need to save commands that are issued, such as move forward, to a history stack. That way, when undo is pressed, the last command is pulled off the stack and told to undo itself. Since the command performing the action in the first place, that is responsible for undoing the action and returning the receiver to the previous state. That means our simple functions from last night aren't going to cut it. First up, we'll need an interface to describe our commands. This command will implement the function object, an abstract class, and all that means is that it's going to define a call method. Our first command is going to be the move north command. It's going to take a sample property of robot, which is going to be the receiver of the command. When the constructor, we're going to accept a single argument for this robot. And our call method is going to tell that robot to move in the direction north. All right, with that, then we can copy and paste to create the move south command, the move east command, and the move west command. And actually use these commands, we just go in and replace last night's anonymous functions with the commands, with instances of the commands. Since these commands implement the function interface, they're drop-in replacements. So move north command, move south command, west command, and east command. Now we should just go ahead and switch over to the console and be able to run our little script, and it should just work. It does. We went north, 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 south, east, west. We went 0 in the x direction and 2 north, 2 up. If we add one more button press up, we should go 0, 3, and we did. So that seems to be working. We haven't yet seen the real power of the command pattern here, so let's go ahead and add some undo calls. The undo for moving north is simply moving south. The undo for moving south, similarly, is moving north. The undo for east is moving back 1 west. Undo. And lastly, the undo for moving west is moving east. Now we've got our undos, now we're ready to take a look at our history stack. As for the history class itself, it's going to have a property that lists all the commands that have been called so far. So that we're always working with the same history. We're going to create a singleton class. We'll do that the usual Dart way, pointing the instance to an internal constructor, create a factory constructor that points to that instance, and then our simple constructor, simple named constructor, private. All right, we're going to create a static add method to add commands to that instance of commands. And then we're going to do an undo, which is going to remove the last command that was added, print out, hey, we're undoing this. And then we're going to tell the command to undo itself. And that's it for the history class so far. Now we actually need to add something to history if we're going to be maintaining this stack. So we'll go up to the button class. We'll say, all right, we'll go ahead and we just press this button. And we're going to history add the command that just came in. We'll rename action to a command. Last night it made sense to call it action since it was a function. But now it really is a command object. So there we go. Back in the client code, we'll create a new instance of the history singleton, and undo. And there we go. We undid a move north And now we've only gone 0, 2. There it is. I am undoing move north command. I'm moving south instead. If we comment that out, then I've gone 0, 3. So it really is doing what we want it to. Place last night's simple function commands with actual command objects tonight. And in doing so, we were able to add undo methods to those commands. They were nice drop-in replacements for last night's function commands. Still able to call them just like functions, but now we can undo them and have a little bit more of the power of the command pattern at our disposal. There's still a lot more to explore, and we'll do that in the next screencast.